Okay, joining me now is trailblazing NFL referee Sarah Thomas. Sarah is the league's first full-time female official. She's been officiating NFL games for 6 seasons now, right, Sarah?
Right. I just finished my sixth season. It's crazy.
I know, and the most recent of which culminated with her working as the down judge in Super Bowl 55. Sarah, first of all, thank you for joining us. Second, I have to ask, does your head hurt from shattering the glass ceiling?
I like to say I shattered the grass ceiling, so it's a little softer.
Yes.
Because we're on a turf, I guess. But no, I just I don't even think of it that way, right? But I know that it is a milestone for so many young girls that are aspiring to do something that they don't have to say, can girls do that anymore? Because seeing it is believing it, and they can go do it.
So, Sarah, you're a basketball player in college and a good one. Do you think being an athlete or former athlete should be a requirement for a career in, being a referee?
I don't know necessarily a requirement to be an official, but I definitely can say that it helped me in my mindset. Just being a former athlete and the coaches and the teammates is kind of like the same thing in the world of officiating. We have our supervisors or our coaches, and we have our teammates, which we call crew. Okay. And so it's just being able to go through that constructive criticism and applying it, or your successes, that's great, but knowing that you get to share it with other crewmates or teammates. But it's just those trying times as a former athlete that you just have to dig deep when you don't think you can run another suicide, and you just have to find that strength to keep going, is a lot like the mentality I have out there on the field. So I don't know necessarily a requirement, but I can tell you it definitely has helped me.
I mean, you've got to be super athletic, though. I mean, what is a preparation for a game?
Yeah, it's, during the off season, but there really is no off season with NFL officials or really even college officials. But it's, that lifestyle of maintaining some type of strength and conditioning, if you will. And the older I get, I just want it to where I don't, I stay in shape enough to where I don't injure myself, right?
Right.
And yeah, you've got to be mobile, and we go through agility drills at the beginning of the season. But at some point, you get on up in age and all that athletic ability. I mean, I know that the mindset's there, but I'm going to be throwing out the first pitch at my son's game this Saturday in Meridian. I'm like,
oh, cool.
And I'm like going, yeah, but it's been a long time since I've actually thrown a baseball from the mound to home plate. But when you get in your 50s and 60s, I think the athletic ability just goes away. I think it's more of like maintaining to where you don't get hurt.
So for the picking for the Super Bowl, the process, was it like, I got to get my 40 time down if I want to make this game? Or did that process happen?
No, I mean, yes, you've got to be able to move. Okay. Right. We've got to be able to move, be in position, and be focused out there on the field. But those 40-yard sprints really don't mean anything because, we can't keep up with the players out there on the field. We just, when I'm out there on the sideline, I'm hoping that the defensive team will come up and slow down the running back to where I can catch up. Give me a little relief there. But we're graded. Every game in the NFL is graded.
Really?
Yes. And so you start out, let's say, with 100, and you can only go down from there. So it's like you want to make sure you're correct. And if you throw something that's incorrect, that hurts your chances of playoffs. And the ranking from number 1 to number 2 is a very, very small percentage. So really? So every game is graded for every official.
Wow. Okay. I had no idea that even happened. That's cool. Do you have a Twitter? Do you see what people are talking about when the officials are happening during the game?
Yeah. So I do have a Twitter, but it's kind of secretive. But I've started to tweet stuff about my kids because they're my oldest is a middle infielder, just having the time of his life at Meridian.
Nice.
And I have a junior that is 6'5", catching, and is a switch hitter. So I'm starting to kind of want to tweet stuff about them. But as far as the stuff that's on Twitter or any of the social media outlets, it doesn't bother me. It's kind of comical, if you will.
It's got to be.
But people sit behind a computer screen or on a phone, and they feel as if they're God and they're experts about everything. But I don't see them out there applying themselves, So it's funny.
Are there any specific calls you've made at any point in your career that really stick with you for better or for worse?
I would say there are calls that you make that it impacted the game, and you want those to be in a very positive way. And then the ones that you sit back and it's that one play that just eats at you or keeps you up at night, I would be lying if I said that they're not those, but you just have to say, put it to bed. There was a play my rookie year that I called a fourth time out, and there's only 3 per half, and it's just like I wanted to crawl underneath the turf. But you learn from those, and you just have to have short-term memory, because if you're still thinking about it the next Sunday you work, it's kind of like playing sports. If you make an error, you better clear your head, because the ball's coming right back at you.
Yeah, I was umpiring for one of my brother's Little League games like 15 years ago, and I was on first base, and it was a really tight game. It's Little League in New England, like didn't mean anything. And I remember saying, out, but I did the safe sign, and the parents on the side, you would have thought that I made the biggest mistake of my entire, career. And that was the last time I did it. So I think there's something in you that is definitely better than me. Let's just put it that way.
I don't know. Somebody asked me one time, they go, how do you get prepared for like the players and the coaches? And I go, Little League football, flag football, and Little League, the Pee Wee League, the fans and the coaches, it's nuts.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how brutal it was when you did that.
Oh yeah, no, I still don't sleep at night because of it 15 years later. Do you have to feel like you ever have to sort of talk more smack, or sort of not, hide your femininity, but also sort of like show these boys, these men, these huge football players and coaches, like you mean business?
Never. Absolutely never. I've learned this through probably athletics, that I've got to prove to myself that I belong, because it starts with me. But me wanting to talk more smack, I like to have a good time out there. And I take it back to when I was playing, I hated the officials, and truth be told, they hated me. So I just don't want to be recognized, if you will. I want to do my job and have a good time while I'm doing it.
That's awesome. What plans do you think we could put in place in order to make officiating and coaching careers more commonplace for women and young girls?
I believe that the NFL is doing that. I think you're seeing a lot more, of course, females in various roles within the NFL. And it's funny, when the NFL does something, the other conferences and colleges, and it just kind of trickles down. Mm-hmm. And it's just letting them get in at a grassroots level, start coaching your peewee, your son's team or your brother's team, and working your way up. And I truly believe when they're seeing more women out there, more women will get involved.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite call or signal or hand signal? Because these are so fun to watch.
I just want to make sure I get it right. I definitely don't want to call pass interference and give the hand signal for holding, kind of like the out and the safe.
I know.
I want to make sure that it's the unusual ones that we don't call too often, that you go, oh gosh, what is it? When I'm giving my preliminary, something like that. But no, it's whatever.
So on that note,
there's some gestures you can't do out there, that you would like to do.
Absolutely. Well, this is well above my pay grade, and I mean everything is, but I couldn't help but think there are some official hand signals that could use a more modern upgrade, and I have a few ideas in mind to kind of liven things up. Do you mind if I run them by you?
Yeah, run them by me.
Okay. So this first one I don't believe has its own specific signal yet. It's the fumble, Sarah. And I'm thinking the best way to illustrate a fumble is by making a total yikes face and like shifting your eyes back and forth and then just kind of shrugging anxiously like this. Yeah. Just like a big whoops moment. Thoughts, suggestions, like this is a team effort, Sarah. I'm totally open to your critiques.
So the funny thing is we don't do a signal during a fumble, but we do throw a bing bang.
Okay.
And that's kind of like, oops, I guess, if you throw it,
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So this
fumble.
Okay, good. So next time I'll be looking to see if, you're doing this out on the field.
Right.
The next one is delay of game. So if you, of course, know the current signal like this. Well, no offense, but that doesn't make any sense at all. So here's what I propose. You tap your wrists repeatedly like you're a cartoon waiting in line, and just go ahead and throw in an eye roll or smirk for good measure. Like this.
The back judge does the delay of game, so I'll pitch it to the back judges and say, hey, I think we should consider this. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm asking for, just to get an introduction. That's awesome. So now this one coincidentally also doesn't add up for me, Sarah. It's the personal foul, and I mean, like, what is that? I think we totally scrap it and instead act out that Denzel Washington, like, thank God gif. The one where he puts his hand on his heart and takes a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
That feels personal. Like any feedback there? I mean, it's more
I thought you were
expressive.
going to say, when we call it in the signal, I thought you were going to say it's more like punching or something,
Yeah.
Like they got after it. Yeah, they did the business. I think there was an official that said that one time.
Okay. So
But I
you
just
think
want Denzel Washington to plug for him. That's good.
I think that's good. Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind taking these up the ranks, I'm happy to pitch these at in a meeting or whatever if you think that they're worthwhile.
Well, like you, there are a lot of other people that are way above my pay grade, so I'll pitch it to them that have more pull, I guess, if you will. But yeah, I can talk to somebody.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Sarah, before I let you go, I want to play a game we play with all our celebrity official guests. It's called Good Call, Bad Call. And I'm going to read through some statements, some football related, some not so much, rapid fire style. And you tell me if each is a good call or a bad call.
All right.
Signing Beyonce to a lifetime Super Bowl halftime show contract.
That's a great call. She's bad to the bone because she could have people in front of her. So others, Beyonce, yeah. I say
yeah. Putting olives in a nacho dish meant for a group. Good call, bad call.
No, bad call.
Bad call. Wearing vertical stripes. Very slimming.
Yeah, good call.
Good call. Listening to murder mystery podcasts before you go to sleep.
Yeah, bad call.
Screaming at the refs at a youth sporting event.
Bad call.
Okay. Doing the gritty TD dance after making a solid point in a business meeting.
Oh, yeah, definitely good call. Absolutely.
Yeah. Proposing to a significant other at a football stadium.
Bad call.
Bad, right?
Yeah.
Starting an email with the words, "It's nice to meet you."
Bad call.
Doing a TikTok dance on your opponent's logo.
I'll be politically correct here. Bad call.
Yes. Parting your hair on the side, aka the side part.
Yeah, good call.
Me too. Rhythmically challenged coaches doing locker room dances with the team.
Oh, good call. Go ahead.
Eating an entire sheet cake minutes ahead of kickoff.
Bad call.
Celebrating a victory by smashing your body into tables.
Bad call. Stupid.
Rebooting Sex and the City without Samantha.
Oh, terrible call.
Terrible call. Playing catch with the Lombardi trophy on a boat.
I plead the fifth.
Going on vacation by yourself.
Good call.
Asking a woman who works for the NFL, but do you actually like football?
Bad call.
All right, last question before I let you go. Practice all those new hand signals that I already taught you.
Yeah.
Do you have a secret handshake with the other women in the NFL, and can I be included?
I don't currently, but now you've got my wheels spinning, so maybe we'll come up with one and you'll be the first one that I'll do it with. How about that?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I'll be looking, next season for you. And once in a while, if you do this, I'm going to be like, that's a Ricky Hollywood shout out.
That's exactly right.
Sarah, thank you so much. And congrats on all your success. It's been so amazing to watch.
Oh, thanks for having me.